At 9:19 p.m. on June 13th, Archangel Michael exposed the truth about someone you love. At exactly 9:19 p.m. on June 13th, the heavens stirred, and the veil between the seen and the unseen thinned. The atmosphere bent under divine pressure, and a sacred moment etched itself across the spiritual realm. That precise second, that holy timestamp, was not random. It was appointed. It was preordained. The clock did not simply tick forward. No, it rang like a bell across dimensions. Something was unveiled, something hidden was cast into the light, and someone you love, yes, someone close to your heart, was spiritually exposed before the eyes of the Almighty. This is not a casual moment. This is not just another message. This is a divine interception, a sacred stop in time orchestrated by the hand of heaven. On that night, a spiritual gate opened, and Archangel Michael, the chief warrior of the Most High, stood armed with the sword of truth, watching over the chosen, watching over you. In the unseen realm, the winds shifted. Angels were dispatched. Scrolls were opened. And in the realm of spirit, the truth that was long hidden began to rise like smoke from a flame. You may not have felt it physically, but your spirit did. The heaviness, the fear, the whispers in the atmosphere that told you something was off. You didn't imagine it. You weren't being dramatic. You were being warned. This message is not for the masses. It's not for the curious, the casual, or the unconvinced. This is for the called, for the marked, for the ones who've been feeling the deep churn in their soul, who sense that something isn't right, even though no one else could see it. You are not here by accident. You were led here by divine appointment. The heavens want to reveal to you what your heart has been trying to deny. Someone close to you has hidden something. Something deep. Something sacred. And now, under divine timing, the truth is no longer content to remain silent. The spiritual realm is echoing with revelation. This isn't just about what they said or did. This is about what they never said, what they covered, what they buried. And heaven has decided, no more. Before you continue, pause. Be still. Quiet your mind. Silence your surroundings. Turn your spirit toward heaven. Because what you're about to hear is not casual wisdom. It is spiritual intelligence. It is revelation wrapped in divine urgency. It is Michael's voice carried through time, cutting through deception with his flaming sword. If your spirit is stirred, if your dreams have been strange, if your heart has carried an unexplainable burden over someone you once trusted, listen closely. Heaven is speaking. The truth has been exposed. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. The sword has been drawn, and the veil has been torn. Now hear, and hear well. For I am Michael, the Archangel of Truth, commander of the heavenly hosts, servant of the Most High, and guardian over those chosen by the Lord for such a time as this. I do not speak without reason. I do not draw my sword without cause. When I descend into the affairs of man, it is because the heavens have declared it urgent. And tonight, I come bearing divine interruption, for the hour is marked, and the veil has been lifted. At 9:19 p.m. on June 13th, the moment struck in eternity like thunder shaking through dimensions. If you are watching, hearing, or receiving these words right now, understand, this is not entertainment. This is not by chance. You are not here because of a scroll or a click. You are here because the hand of God has summoned you. The Spirit of Truth has found you, and Archangel Michael stands watch, bringing divine clarity to what has been cloaked in confusion. Yes, You, the one who's felt something strange. The one who's noticed the silence in someone's voice even when they smiled. The one who's discerned disconnection behind their warmth. The one who has felt the weight of unspoken lies pressing against your spirit like invisible hands on your chest. This message is for you. The veil over your eyes is about to be torn. The time is now. The moment has arrived. You are not imagining the shift. You are not wrong for feeling uneasy. There is a secret, and it has lingered in the shadows too long. This person, you know who they are, has been walking beside you while carrying a contradiction within them. But the season of false peace has ended. The Spirit of the Lord is confronting what has festered in silence. This message is heaven's interruption. It is God stepping into your timeline and saying, enough is enough. You've cried in the dark. You've questioned yourself. You second-guessed your intuition because you loved them. You wanted to believe the best. You gave them the benefit of the doubt. But now, the sword of truth has pierced through the fog. There is no turning back. What was once hidden must now be judged by the light. Beloved, the signs are coming. Not next month. Not someday. But within the next 24 hours, the first cracks in their false image will begin to show. A mask will shift. The energy will expose itself. Watch carefully. Listen closely. Heaven is whispering, and your discernment is being heightened. You will see it. You will feel it. You will know it. The spiritual realm is now lined for revelation. But understand this. God does not reveal to shame. God reveals to heal, to protect, and to prepare. You were chosen not only to endure but to overcome. This betrayal, this deception, this shift, it was all part of heaven's way of realigning your path. You are stepping into a new season, and the old cannot follow. The deception must be cut off so that your destiny can be preserved. You felt it coming. You sensed the tension in the atmosphere. You've noticed the spiritual agitation. This isn't paranoia. This is prophetic sensitivity. Heaven has been stirring your soul because heaven knew this hour was approaching. You are not late. You are right on time. And I, Michael, have been dispatched to make war on your behalf, to strike with truth, to defend with fire, and to uncover what darkness tried to hide. Do not fear the revelation. Do not run from what heaven is uncovering. Embrace the light. Embrace the truth. This is not the end of peace. It is the beginning of true protection. Heaven is aligning everything for your elevation. And though the truth may sting, it will not break you. It will build you. It will bless you. The voice you hear in your spirit right now, the tightness in your chest, the chill in your bones, the fire rising in your belly, is confirmation. Yes, it's real. Yes, it's happening. And yes, heaven is with you. Archangel Michael stands between you and what meant to harm you. The shield is raised. The sword is drawn. The truth is marching forward, and nothing will stand against it. So prepare your heart. Anchor your soul. Because what you see in the next 24 hours will demand a response. And your response will determine your next level. The heavens have spoken. The veil has been torn. Let truth reign. Type "I receive this" in the comments if this message is yours. Blessing code 3344 has been released over your life. They spoke one thing, but their spirit whispered another. Something shifted. Quietly. Subtly. Almost unnoticeably. But your spirit felt it. It began with small inconsistencies. A delayed reply. A nervous laugh. A hug that lingered just a little too long. but lacked warmth. The change wasn't loud, but it was present. You tried to shake it off. You blamed your own mind. But it wasn't you, it was them. It was what they carried in silence that was louder than anything they said with words. You see, the truth doesn't always arrive with a shout. Sometimes it comes in a quiet wind, in the discomfort of a glance, in the unspoken tension between sentences. And deep down, you began to feel it. That inner whisper, that unease in your chest, the tightening in your gut when they entered the room. They smiled, yes, but the light in their eyes had changed. They spoke, but their tone had hidden edges. This person, someone you loved, someone you trusted, began shifting. Spiritually, emotionally, energetically. They were with you, but not with you. They listened, but no longer heard. They gave, but not with full heart. And you knew something was wrong. They said one thing, but acted another. Their gestures didn't match their soul. Their words were polished, but their motives were scrambled. And you, being the one who loves deeply, forgives easily, and discerns quietly, you began to wrestle with yourself. You asked, "Am I imagining this?" But beloved, what you were sensing wasn't delusion. It was revelation trying to awaken your eyes. The betrayal began in the spirit before it ever reached the flesh. At 9:19 p.m. on June 13th, what had been concealed began to move toward exposure. The timing wasn't random. The discomfort wasn't coincidence. Your discernment wasn't paranoia. The truth had started leaking through their actions, and now, the heavens have confirmed what your heart has tried to deny. You have spent nights staring at the ceiling, heart pounding, questions spinning. What changed? Why does it feel different? What am I not seeing? That question, that ache, has been your cry in secret. And now, Michael speaks what heaven has already seen. You were never imagining it. You were being prepared for revelation. They've said they love you, but their actions have grown cold. They've said I'm fine, but their heart is miles away. And while they may be skilled in hiding truth from others, they cannot hide from the eyes of heaven. Because every false smile, every carefully worded lie, every spiritual distance, they've all been recorded in eternity. The truth is not just coming. The truth is here. And when you began to feel the disconnection, it wasn't just a relational issue. It was a spiritual collision. Light was clashing with hidden shadows. And you, chosen one, are walking in light. That's why the tension is unbearable. That's why their energy feels foreign now. That's why your heart aches, because someone you love has allowed something dark to linger inside them. There was a moment they chose not to be honest. A moment they invited secrecy instead of integrity. And from that moment, the betrayal began, not in their hands, but in their spirit. It was spiritual before it was emotional. It was an open door in the unseen realm that began to infect what was once pure. But hear this. You are not crazy. You are not overreacting. You are divinely aware. And the exposure that began at 9:19 p.m. will not stop until truth stands fully revealed. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $10. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the Support Here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Don't forget to subscribe for more prophetic insights, spiritual awakenings, and divine warnings tailored for your journey. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding you. This is not just a broken bond. This is a spiritual battle. The confusion you've been feeling, yes, that silent warfare within your emotions, is not just about misunderstandings or miscommunication. What you're experiencing is a spiritual war, and it has been waged over your purpose, your heart, and your future. You must understand this. It's bigger than them. The betrayal isn't just from a person, it's from a spirit that was able to access them. The enemy saw what was coming for you, the light you were stepping into, the elevation that was ordained for you. And in order to delay your rising, he needed a distraction, a disruption that could get close enough to cause damage. So he found someone close, someone who had access to your heart, someone who knew your rhythm, someone whose words you believed. This wasn't accidental. This was strategic. You weren't attacked because you were weak, you were attacked because you are chosen. Your anointing drew attention. Your obedience stirred warfare. Heaven has been watching, not just their betrayal, but your response. How you held back when you could have lashed out. How you've prayed instead of plotting revenge. How you've cried but kept your soul anchored. Every tear was a testimony. Every silent night was a spiritual offering. Because you are being tested not just emotionally, but spiritually. The Lord is watching how you handle the exposure. Because this moment is a divine filter, it will reveal not only who they are, but who you are becoming. You're being refined. You're being prepared. This pain is pushing you into purpose. And the betrayal was never to break you. It was to birth something stronger within you. You are not the victim in this story. You are the warrior. This was never about just a failed relationship or a fractured connection. This is about your next level, your kingdom assignment, your divine promotion. And like Job, like Joseph, like David, you had to walk through betrayal so heaven could elevate your name in the presence of your enemies. This is not emotional drama. This is angelic interference. This is the unseen realm colliding with your reality. This is truth waking you up. And Michael is now standing over you, sword drawn, shielding you from the spiritual consequences of their disobedience. What they meant for harm, God is using for your unveiling. And the power of this moment is not found in revenge. It's found in revelation. You are awakening to the truth of who you are. You are seeing that this pain was permission for heaven to promote you. You are realizing that sometimes God allows the betrayal to remove what cannot go with you into your destiny. So shift your perspective. Stop asking, why did they do this to me? And start asking, God, what are you trying to reveal through this? Heaven's eyes are upon you. Michael's wings are surrounding you. And the fire that should have consumed you is now forging you into unbreakable gold. This is not the end. This is transition. From brokenness to brilliance. From confusion to clarity. From pain to power. Type I am divinely protected in the comments. Blessing code 777 is now active over your journey. They are plotting something behind closed doors, but so is heaven. There is a silence in the atmosphere right now, heavy, strange, full of static. The kind of silence that comes before the storm breaks. You can feel it in your chest. You can feel it in the pit of your stomach. There is pressure in the unseen, a tension between dimensions because something is about to move. Heaven has drawn back the curtain. And what you're sensing isn't fear, it's warning. Divine warning. And it's urgent. At 9:19 p.m. on June 13th, the spiritual landscape around your life shifted. Archangel Michael was released, not to observe, but to intervene. The timestamp was the moment when the scrolls were opened, when the heavenly timeline accelerated, and the plans of those who had once walked close to you were weighed in the courts of heaven. And what was he was unholy. What was revealed was intentional. They've been planning, speaking, deciding things behind closed doors. And you haven't known the full details, but your spirit has been groaning. That groan is not confusion. That groan is a prophetic signal from your inner man. Within 72 hours, yes, count them, there will be a disturbance, a ripple, a confrontation. The energy that has been quietly swirling around this person will begin to expose itself more openly. Words will be spoken that you were never meant to hear, but God will allow you to overhear. Plans that were made in secret will slip through their lips by divine accident. Conversations will reveal inconsistencies, and you must be ready. There is movement in the shadows. They are preparing a move. Whether it's physical distance, emotional sabotage, or relational shift, they are aligning with something outside of God's will for your life. But hear me clearly, so is heaven. Heaven is not idle. Heaven is not surprised. For every plot the enemy has whispered in their ear, heaven has issued a counter-command. What they are preparing to release into your life, God is already working to block. For every closed-door conversation, there has been an angel assigned. You are not alone in this fight. The pressure is building now. You may feel irritable, restless, anxious. You may feel tempted to confront prematurely. But hear the voice of Michael now. Do not move ahead of heaven. Do not speak until the Spirit gives you words. Do not react with your flesh. Because this isn't just emotional warfare, it's divine positioning. If you act too soon, you'll step into the trap they've set. But if you wait, if you stay anchored, the trap will snap on them instead. They don't know you're being warned. They don't know the angels are listening. They don't know the Spirit has been watching. But everything they are plotting is already under divine surveillance. What they whispered behind your back will be shouted from rooftops. And not because you exposed it, because heaven did. You've cried long enough. You've questioned yourself long enough. Now, the tables are turning. But don't rush the process. The revelation isn't over yet. There is more to come. You've only seen the surface of this betrayal. The roots run deeper. The deception is more layered. And God is going to reveal it all, not to destroy you, but to free you. You've been walking with a snake who learned how to hide its venom. But God is turning the light on, and the snake can't slither in the light. This is your warning. This is your confirmation. What you feel is real. What you sense is accurate. The countdown has begun, and what's coming will test you, but it will not break you. Type I am alert in the comments. Blessing code 1717 has now entered your atmosphere. Heaven fights when you don't. Now that the warning has been spoken, the spirit must shift into stillness. The human heart wants to act. It wants to defend. It wants to retaliate. It wants to fix. But the Spirit of the Lord says, "Be still and know that I am God." This is not a season for chaos. This is a sacred hour for stillness. This is the kind of stillness that is not silence. It is strategy. I, Michael, have not been sent to rouse your flesh. I have been sent to anchor your spirit. Because what heaven reveals, heaven also covers. And you, beloved, are undercover. You don't need to raise your voice. You don't need to chase validation. You don't need to explain yourself to those who have already chosen betrayal. You need only to stand still, in prayer, in fasting, in communion with the Spirit. Because stillness is not passivity, it is power in disguise. Heaven fights when you don't, and your silence will become your strongest weapon. While they expect reaction, they will meet revelation. While they wait for emotional collapse, they will witness spiritual ovation. Because the one thing they underestimated was your anointing. This is not a time to argue. This is not a time to prove. This is not a time to plead with people who have already agreed with darkness. Your silence is not surrender. It's sanctified resistance. It's the sound of angels drawing their swords. It's the sound of divine authority stepping in where human words fail. Heaven is about to speak on your behalf. Withdraw from the noise. Pull back from the distraction. Fast from the emotional clutter. This is the hour of divine intelligence. God is whispering. Can you hear it? The instruction is in the stillness. The strategy is in the silence. Because what is coming next will not require your voice. It will require your alignment. When your posture is surrendered, heaven can move swiftly. Use this time to speak declarations into the air. Use this time to shield your mind in prayer. Speak life over your atmosphere. Declare protection over your name. Imagine a flame of light surrounding your dwelling. Visualize Michael's wings casting a divine shadow over your home. Say aloud, I am covered. I am seen. I am shielded. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. And no matter what they plan, what they say, what they stir, it cannot succeed. Because heaven has already issued a block. The moment they stepped out of truth, heaven stepped into your defense. And though it may seem like you're being silent, you are actually being fortified. You are being strengthened. You are being hidden for elevation. Stay quiet, not because you're weak, but because you're being carried. Stillness is your battle stance. Worship is your sword. And peace is your war cry. Let them talk. Let them move. Let them assume. You are in the palm of the Almighty, and no plan from darkness can undo what God has destined. You are not exposed. You are protected. You are not abandoned. You are advanced. You are not defeated. You are divinely armed. Type I am protected by heaven in the comments if you are walking in this covering. Blessing code 9911 is now wrapped around your name. What they tried to break in you, heaven used to build you. There comes a point, after the betrayal, after the silence, after the weight of the storm, when something in your spirit stops asking why and starts declaring, watch me rise. That moment has come. This is your turning point. This is your shift. You are not standing in the ashes of a breakdown. You are rising from the soil of rebirth. What they thought would crush you has now become the platform beneath your feet. This pain was a portal. The heartbreak was a hinge. The betrayal that tore through your trust didn't destroy you. It delivered you. Because now, in this sacred hour, heaven is testifying that you are not the same. You are not the same person who once depended on their approval. You are not the same soul who once questioned your worth to keep their loyalty. That version of you, tender, trusting, unaware, was necessary for a season. But that season has ended. The fire has done its work. And now, only the gold remains. You may feel the burn marks, but they are marks of survival. You may still hear echoes of their voice, but they no longer define you. Their deception no longer has access to your direction. What once made you weak now strengthens your spirit. What once caused confusion now sharpens your clarity. This is not just healing. This is transformation. Let the heavens bear witness. The wings have formed. The tears that watered your pillow have now nourished the soil of your purpose. The quiet nights of unanswered questions have birthed a new frequency of discernment. The chains of manipulation are cracking. The lies are unraveling. The cords that once tethered you to the wrong people are now snapping in the atmosphere. You are free, not just emotionally, but spiritually. You are ascending. Heaven sees you not as broken, but as becoming. You are evolving. You are no longer trying to be understood by those who chose deception. You are no longer praying to be loved by those who walked with betrayal. You are stepping into alignment with heaven's original intention for you. Bold, chosen, set apart. Do you feel it? That quiet authority rising in your chest. That unshakable calm that no longer needs answers to stand in confidence. That's not just maturity, that's mantling. That is heaven placing garments of authority over your shoulders. That is the Spirit preparing you for more. They see weakness, but heaven sees elevation. They see silence, but heaven sees surrender. And where man sees loss, God sees launch. This next chapter will not be written by your pain. It will be authored by your power. You will no longer lower your light to make others comfortable in their compromise. You will no longer shrink to maintain peace in the presence of spiritual treachery. You will speak when heaven commands. You will move when heaven directs. You will rise, not because you seek revenge, but because God has decreed your rise. The sword that once pierced you has become the blade you now carry, not to harm, but to divide soul from spirit, truth from illusion. You are carrying the sword of discernment, a sword of wisdom, the sword of victory. And you now walk with the authority of one who has been through it and come out anointed. Let this be known in the heavenly places. You are no longer the same. This wasn't a breakdown. This was a birthing. The version of you that is emerging now was always there, waiting behind the layers of love misplaced, trust misused, and identity misunderstood. But now you are walking into visibility. And nothing, no deception, no whisper, no scheme, can stop what heaven has set in motion. Type "I am rising" in the comments if this word is yours. Blessing code 8181 is alive in your life now. This betrayal was the birth canal for your destiny. And now, beloved, the time of clarity has arrived. The prophetic veil has been lifted, and the moment has fully matured. What happened at 9:19 p.m. on June 13th was not a passing breeze of spiritual emotion. It was a divine timestamp etched in the scrolls of your destiny. It was a moment in which heaven made a judgment. It was a moment where your life took a prophetic turn. Do you remember what you were feeling that night? That heaviness in your chest. That strange moment of alertness. That stillness in the air that made everything feel sacred and suspicious at the same time. That was the moment. That was the pivot. That with heaven saying, "It begins now." They thought they were getting away with it. But heaven never misses. Heaven watches every detail. And at 9:19 p.m., the truth broke through the walls of their deception. And though your eyes couldn't yet see it, the Spirit had already begun to align things in your favor. The betrayal triggered your next level. The deception opened the door to your elevation. The pain became the permission for God to promote you. This wasn't random. This wasn't coincidental. It was prophetic. It was designed. It was decreed. The veil had to be torn so your eyes could see not just what they were hiding, but what God was revealing about your future. This person's deception became the final catalyst that pushed you through the threshold. You are no longer asking to be seen. You are now being revealed. You are no longer pleading for their truth. You are now standing in your own. The energy of heaven has shifted in your direction, and what is coming cannot be undone. You are stepping into a season of clear vision. Your ears will be sharper. Your spirit will be more discerning. And your confidence will no longer be wrapped in what others think. Because once heaven speaks, man's opinions become irrelevant. And heaven has spoken your name. Yes, your name is now being whispered in rooms of favor. Angels are mentioning you in divine meetings. Your obedience has activated conversations in heaven that no man can cancel. You are marked for promotion. You are chosen for clarity. And the truth that hurt you is now the truth that frees you. At 9:19 p.m. on June 13th, the betrayal that tried to bury you turned into the blade that cut the umbilical cord between you and what no longer served your destiny. You were released. You were delivered. You were born again. Let this truth seal into your soul. You've been seen. You've been heard. You've been defended. And now, you will be elevated. Your name has passed through heaven's courtroom. The decision has been made. The deception no longer delays your destiny. The veil has been torn, and your next chapter has begun. If this message resonates with your soul and you'd like to support what we do, consider giving a super thanks with a gift of $5, $10, or $20. Your support empowers us to continue creating prophetic content like this for you and others who are seeking clarity and divine truth. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the Support Here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Don't forget to subscribe for access to more prophetic word revelations, divine instruction, and timely spiritual guidance just like this. Your journey is not over. It's only just beginning. Type "I am seen by heaven" in the comments if this word is for you. Blessing code 2323 has now sealed your name in divine favor. Heaven waits for your yes. There is a moment in every chosen life when revelation demands a response. Not later. Not tomorrow. Not when it's convenient. But now. This is that moment. This is the hinge point where heaven waits not just to speak, but to move. What was revealed at 9:19 p.m. on June 13th was never meant to be a passive insight. It was meant to awaken you. It was meant to call you out from the fog of emotional delay into the blazing clarity of divine purpose. It was meant to provoke a yes, not with your lips, but with your life. This is not about them anymore. The betrayal has served its purpose. The secret has surfaced. The weapon has missed. And now, the only thing heaven is waiting for is you. Heaven waits for your yes. Your soul knows it. Your spirit has been hearing the whisper. Even before the betrayal unfolded. Even before the mask slipped. Even before the lies were exposed. There was a stirring. Longing. A holy ache for something more. Something higher. Something divine. And now you stand at the edge of activation. Not everyone arrives here. Many fold under the pressure. Many stay broken at the feet of betrayal. But not you. You are not one of the ones who will turn back. You were born for this moment, for and fire for this calling. You were selected long before they rejected you. Marked long before they misused you. And you've been hidden, not because you were unworthy, but because your time had not yet come. But now, the time is here. You are being summoned to say yes. Yes to the calling. Yes to the mantle. Yes to the deeper walk. This yes will cost you. Yes, it will. But it will reward you in ways that exceed imagination. Because every no you speak to distraction becomes a yes to destiny. Every time you forgive without retaliation, every time you bless what cursed you, every time you move in obedience when your flesh begs for comfort, that is your yes. That is your activation. You don't need to have every step mapped out. You don't need to know where the road ends. All you need is the courage to answer the call. Say yes, and the doors will open. Say yes, and heaven will align. Say yes, and the angels will walk before you. What you say yes to now will become the atmosphere you walk in next. You were not just called to recover, you were called to reign. And that reign begins with a decision. You cannot hold on to old versions of yourself and step into the throne room of your purpose. You must let go of the bitterness. You must release the illusion of control. You must trust that what God is revealing is not to hurt you, it is to launch you. Heaven did not show you what was hidden just for your healing, but for your assignment. Your yes is the seed. The harvest is waiting. Declare it now, not just in word but in action. Begin to move differently. Begin to speak from authority, not insecurity. Begin to posture your spirit for elevation. Begin to prepare your life for visibility. Begin to pray like one who has already been promoted. Because the delay is over. The deception is broken. And the throne has been prepared. You are not a victim of betrayal. You are the vessel of destiny. And your agreement is the key that unlocks everything that's been waiting on the other side. So choose it. Speak it. Own it. This is your moment. This is your hour. Type ISAYYES to destiny in the comments if your spirit is leaping right now. Blessing code 5555 is opening a new door before you. Heaven traded your pain for power while you slept. There are moments when the most profound miracles don't make noise. They don't shout. They don't demand attention. They happen in the stillness, in the night hours, in the unseen places where your tears fell onto your pillow and your groans rose up like incense to the throne room of God. While you were broken, while you were grieving, while you were replaying what they said, what they did, what they covered, heaven was moving. Not with thunder, not with lightning, but with strategy, with precision, with divine timing. You were sleeping, but heaven was still awake. And in that sacred silence, something holy took place. An exchange, an unseen negotiation, a divine trade. While the enemy thought he had you paralyzed by the betrayal, the courts of heaven were authorizing a release. While you mourned the loss of what you thought was real, angels were circling you with scrolls, sealing your elevation. While they plotted in secret, heaven secured your future. This is the silent exchange in the spirit realm. They gave you sorrow, God gave you strategy. They gave you silence, God gave you revelation. They gave you betrayal, God gave you promotion. You never saw the documents in the spirit. You didn't hear the signatures. But it happened. The divine agreement was made. Pain was traded for purpose. Weeping was traded for wisdom. And what the enemy used to shame you is now being converted into the very fire that will elevate you. You thought you were losing, but you were actually gaining access. There were scrolls. There were sealed. There were decrees. Your name was written. Your destiny was stamped. The moment of betrayal didn't close your future. It opened it. What the enemy designed to stop you became the very fire God used to release your inheritance. Even now, angels are walking among the living, enforcing what was agreed in silence. The delay has been broken. The deception has been judged. The ties have been severed. The realm of the spirit has already shifted, and now your reality will catch up. And this is why you felt the strange weight. This is why you felt the emotional intensity. Because your flesh is catching up to what your spirit already knows. The shift has happened. The warfare isn't because you're losing. It's because the enemy knows you've already won. The turmoil in the natural is only a residue of what has already been conquered in the supernatural. Michael stood before the throne. He stood in the gap for you. And when the enemy tried to accuse, when he tried to present his case, the blood of the Lamb silenced him. The evidence heaven carries on your behalf is greater than any secret others have held against you. And the transaction that took place, sealed by flame, witnessed by fire, has now overturned what man tried to use against you. You are not waiting for the shift. The shift is already complete. To walk like it, pray like it, move like it, praise like it, declare, even before your eyes see the fruit, it is finished. Let them wonder how you're still standing. Let them question how you survived the hit. Let them sit in confusion while your life begins to blossom. You owe no explanations for what heaven has already sealed. The invisible realm has done its work. Now it is time for the visible to reflect what has already been accomplished. Type "the shift has happened" in the comments if you receive this truth. Blessing code 4141 is alive around your name. Heaven has balanced the scales. There is a moment, often silent, often unnoticed by man, when heaven makes a final decision. Not delayed, not postponed, not pending, but final. That moment has come. The betrayal has been reviewed. The deception has been weighed. And now the scales have tipped, not in their favor, but yours. The God of justice has ruled. The Lord of hosts has spoken. And the reversal has already begun. At 9:19 p.m. on June 13th, what was hidden in darkness began to unravel in light. But now, days later, the effects of that exposure are not just internal. They are judicial. The spiritual court has judged the motive. It has judged the manipulation. It has judged the secret alignments that dance behind your back. And now, what was whispered in shadows will be exposed under heaven's fire. You may not have heard the verdict, but the spiritual realm has. Justice is no longer coming. It is in motion. Archangel Michael, sent not only as protector but as enforcer, stands at the edge of this divine judgment. His sword is not only a weapon, it is a divider. A sword of justice that severs ties that heaven never authored. A sword that returns to you what was taken. A sword that ensures you will be restored in front of those who once thought your fall was final. Let the heavens record it. You were wronged. But now, you will be redeemed. What they sowed in secrecy, they will reap in the open. The same mouth that lied on your name will have to speak honor over it. The same heart that betrayed you will watch as God builds you up in full view. This is not spite. This is divine justice. The Lord is not petty, but He is precise. And He will not allow your suffering to go unanswered. There will be a reversal. The same rooms where your name was misused will now echo with news of your rise. The same people who dismissed you will begin to observe your elevation. Not because you sought revenge, but because you remained obedient. Heaven does not forget obedience. It remembers. It responds. It repays. You do not need to announce your healing. You do not need to convince anyone of your worth. God will speak for you. God will vindicate. God will show the fruit of your silence, the strength of your stillness, and the outcome of your restraint. While they used words to win, you used worship to war. And heaven will honor it. Heaven always honors it. Some who heard you may attempt to return. They'll say they didn't mean it, that they were confused, that they made a mistake. But by the time they come back, you will have already ascended. You'll already be walking in purpose so high. You won't need their apology to validate your path. Their regret will not be your requirement. Your future is not hinged on their confession. It's anchored in God's confirmation. Justice has a sound. Can you hear it? It's the silence in your soul turning into stability. It's the echoes of confusion turning into confidence. It's the unseen hand of God returning everything that was delayed, denied, or distorted by their disobedience. You will be honored. You will be elevated. You will be restored. And the very tables they tried to flip against you will now become the platform of your promotion. If this message has spoken to your spirit and you'd like to sow into this work, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your support keeps these messages flowing, prophetic content expanding, and helps reach those who are in desperate need of clarity and direction. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Be sure to subscribe for consistent prophetic words, spiritual insight, and divine encouragement crafted specifically for your journey in this season. Type, "The justice is mine" in the comments if this word is yours. Blessing code 9292 has now entered your gates. Now rise. You are no longer blind. Let this final word settle deeply within your spirit. You are no longer blind. What was once hidden is now visible. What was once confusing is now clarified. What once held you in emotional bondage has now lost all power. The deception is broken. The soul tie is severed. And the truth has made you free. At 9:19 p.m. on June 13th, heaven moved on your behalf. Not in theory, not in feeling, but in real-time intervention. That was the moment when Archangel Michael was dispatched not just to expose, but to protect. Not just to reveal, but to reposition. And now, everything has changed. You may not yet see all the pieces, but your spirit knows the shift is complete. You have been seen. You have been heard. You have been fought for. And you have been sealed. Your future has been rerouted back into divine alignment. The delay has ended. The deception has served its purpose. And the person who once carried the weight of your trust has now become a shadow in the light of your calling. You are protected, not by chance but by covenant. The shield of God is around you. The fire of the Spirit surrounds you. The sword of truth has cut away every false connection, and the voice of heaven now speaks your name in favor. This is not your end. It's your initiation. A new level. A new chapter. A new clarity. You are no longer waiting for permission. You are no longer searching for closure. You are no longer bound by the hope that they will do right by you. You are now anchored in the truth that God has always done right for you. Rise now. Not in arrogance, but in authority. Rise with clarity. Rise with gratitude. Rise with the quiet thunder of a soul that knows who they are. Let this be your decree. I am no longer blind. I am no longer bound. I am no longer broken. And as you rise carrying something you didn't have before, sight. You see now. You discern now. You move now with the rhythm of revelation. You walk with the awareness that heaven has your name etched on scrolls, written in fire, sealed in purpose. This is your new posture, bold, quiet, resolute. This is your new prayer. Father, I thank you for the truth. I thank you for the exposure. I thank you for the shift. Now teach me to walk in what I've been shown. Teach me to love without being blind. Teach me to lead without being deceived. Teach me to follow you with all my spirit aligned. A betrayal did not end you. It revealed you. The exposure did not destroy you. It delivered you. And now, every word spoken in secret will serve as soil under the feet of your divine elevation. You are moving forward now. You are covered. You are crowned. You are called. Let this blessing go before you. May your spirit remain grounded in truth. May your steps be ordered by heaven. May your discernment sharpen with every season. May the eyes of your enemies see your rise and be silenced by the evidence of your elevation. May you walk so boldly in your purpose that no one ever questions who sent you, because the mark of God is undeniable upon you. This is the close of one chapter, and the birthing of another. Now rise. You are no longer blind. You are blazing with purpose. Type "I am sealed in truth" in the comments if you're walking in this final word. Blessing code 1010 is now guiding your every step.